Mike, you and I do a seminar together called Power 7. And one of the acronyms we use as a teaching tool in it is called V.A.S.T. So vision is something I'm really believe in, and that is working on having a 3 or 5 year goal and being bold with that goal and try to challenge yourself with that goal. Because once you get to that 3 or 5 year vision, then the 1 year vision becomes more doable and the steps behind that even more so.
Like I tell you, my next run is a walk.
Yeah.
You know, it's like my goal is more time, more fun, more money.
You are a master at discovering anchors and seeing what is holding yourself and other people back. Tell us about anchors and why that's important to recognize.
Well, to me, you can't get to a vision unless you're honest about your anchor. So, I mean, I'm not a fisherman, but it's like being in a fishing boat and throwing an anchor out and then trying to take off. Well, you're only going to go as far as the chain that connects the boat to the anchor. And once you hit that, you aren't moving. It's critical that we get honest with what we believe holds us back.
And so a lot of times we don't totally get over a block, but we understand what it is, and when it pops up, we know how to deal with it, or we know how to work around it. So getting to those anchors, understanding what they are, a key piece of the V.A.S.T system and getting what you want in life.
Yes, the work we do is working with people to look at the process to help them accept better who they are, to give them freedom to begin to adjust. And that's where freedom comes from. It's a big deal.
Everybody really does know what they want.
Exactly.
They're just afraid of voicing that.
That's right. It's about self-acceptance. And when we judge ourselves, we don't want to be embarrassed, so then we don't acknowledge it.
So the S in the V.A.S.T acronym is for support.
Being honest with where you are really comes into play when you select here. So it's really important, you got to do your work, because a mentor is going to say, well, you can do this, this, and this. Well, you better be doing some of what they tell you. And then the accountability partner, I always tell people, it's like, I'll work with you, but I'm not going to be responsible for your actions or lack. So when we select those people, it's always with the idea that we're in charge of our life.
The accountability piece is really interesting to me because people think that you're going to make them accountable, and the reality is, it's like, hey, you told me that you wanted to get this done. I'm just reflecting back. You said this was important to you, and you didn't do it. Whether you do it or not is not up to me. It's up to you. So,
exactly. I think a good accountability partner points out to you when you're making excuses.
You and I are both fascinated by the time equation in the V.A.S.T acronym. Time is the piece of it that people misunderstand. They think someone else is in charge of time. And the reality is we control time. We select how we spend our time. So we think that time is probably the key component of, well, living your life. But in the V.A.S.T system, time is the piece you have to get a handle on to have success.
I thought I was a slave to time, and I was. Not because time was doing anything to me, it was because of the image I held of myself. And so we get back to the 4 elements of this, is when I accepted myself in a different way and saw my value in a different way, what I'm worth is, so I have more value in a shorter amount of time, because my value isn't dependent on time. My value is dependent on experience and what I know and the value I bring to the table. And if I could show you a way to change the image, which would free up time, more fun, more money, then would that have more value to you? And the answer is yes, but they went, well, I don't know. It's like, well, that's where you're going to have to trust. I know the process to get to that.
It's the key piece. So
Yep.
Somebody who has watched this video to the end obviously has spent their time wisely.
Yeah. Yeah.